Think about your trash for a moment. You tie up a white plastic bag, drop it into a clean sanitized bin, and completely forget about its existence. A truck arrives in the early hours of the morning and takes it away, out of sight, out of mind. Now I want you to imagine a city, not a modern metropolis, but an ancient hub of 1 million people. There are no garbage trucks, there is no plumbing, there is no electricity. Within a single week, the sheer, unimaginable volume of human waste and rotting food would turn the streets into a biological nightmare. History books love to show U.S. pristine marble statues as golden temples and towering pyramids bathed in sunlight. We are taught that these are the peaks of human civilization, but the true secret to human survival isn't found in the sunlit temples. It is buried deep underground, in the dark, suffocating, foul-smelling tunnels beneath their feet. Today, we are going to explore the terrifying reality of the ancient Great Stench. How did our ancestors engineer massive underground lifelines to stop early civilizations from drowning in their own filth? When humans shifted from nomadic hunter-gatherer to settled farmers, they walked blindly into a deadly trap. By gathering tens of thousands of people into tight, walled cities, they inadvertently created the perfect incubator for disease. Before anyone knew what a bacterium or a microbe was, ancient engineers realized one absolute truth: stagnant waste meant death. But how do you flush an entire city without a single electric water pump? You use the relentless power of gravity. Over 4,000 years ago, the engineers of the Indus Valley civilization were already laying down incredibly complex networks of baked terracotta pipes to funnel wastewater away from their homes. Every brick was perfectly standardized. Every slope was mathematically calculated. Fast forward to ancient Rome, and we find a super project known as the Coca Maxima, the greatest sewer. What started as a simple open-air stream was systematically enclosed by massive, dark stone vaults, transforming it into the world's first underground wastewater highway. In the ancient world, clean water and efficient drainage weren't just matters of hygiene, they were the ultimate symbols of social class and imperial power. These early architectural obsessives successfully prevented catastrophic urban flooding and delayed the apocalypse of plague, using nothing but stones, water, and geometry. But human waste was only half the problem. What about the physical garbage? If you travel to Rome today, you can visit a place called Monte Testaccio. From a distance, it looks like a natural rolling hill, but it isn't. It is an artificial mountain, made entirely of 53 million shattered terracotta amphorae, ancient olive oil jugs. When the oil went rancid, the Romans didn't just throw the jugs in the river, they broke them, systematically stacked the curved fragments, and poured lime over them to neutralize the rotting smell. Monte Testaccio is essentially the world's first industrial-scale landfill. Across the globe, coastal civilizations left behind massive shell mounds, colossal hills of discarded oyster and clam shells that were piled so high they were eventually used to reclaim land from the sea. To us, they are just mountains of trash. For two archaeologists, these endless piles of ancient packaging are the most perfect time capsules ever left behind, holding the absolute, unfiltered truth of human consumption. If you think our ancestors just threw things away and ruined their environment, you are entirely wrong. They were the original, ruthless masters of the circular economy. In many ancient metropolises, human and animal waste wasn't garbage, it was liquid gold. Professional guilds of night soil collectors monopolized a highly dangerous, but incredibly lucrative trade. In the dead of night, they would transport this toxic waste out of the city gates, selling it as potent fertilizer to the surrounding farms. And those broken pottery shards, they weren't left in the streets, they were crushed into powder and mixed into the foundations of roads in the QGCTS. Ancient societies operated on a strict zero waste protocol, not because they cared about the environment, but out of absolute, unforgiving necessity. Every broken thing had to be squeezed for its final drop of value. However, this ancient cleanliness came at a brutal, silent cost. In antiquity, cleanliness was intrinsically tied to religious purity and civic duty. But the society that Enjoy pristine bathhouses and spotless public squares was violently folded into two separate realities. On one side, the privileged elite who produced the waste enjoyed the sanitation and never had to look at it. On the other, a massive invisible underclass of laborers, slaves and outcasts forced into the dark, suffocating toxic underworld to manage the filth. They risk drowning, gas poisoning and disease every single day, just to keep the illusion of purity alive for the people walking in the sun above them. The battle against urban decay, against the inevitable entropy of a living city, has been raging since the Bronze Age. Today, we have traded terracotta pipes for PVC and night soil collectors for massive sanitation fleets. But the fundamental truth remains beneath our glowing screens and perfect like clean streets. The dark rivers are still flowing, and human civilization is, and always will be, only a few days away from drowning in its own ruins. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.